Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, a lot like yesterday, pretty darn nice day out there today. We did start off with some clouds and then lots of sunshine, and then clouds kind of rolled back in about mid-afternoon. But all in all, it was a beautiful early February day, this first Monday of February. As we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Sky-Fi Tower camera at Wenatchee Heights and our cross camera, and you can see just some clouds and some blue sky. So we will be a little bit cool today and a little bit cool on Tuesday. You can see the temperatures there. We blew past that 37 today, by the way. Tomorrow, a few more showers. So I think that's probably going to be accurate at 36. But then look what our temperatures do as we get into midweek and the end of the week. We'll be in the mid-40s to about 50 degrees by the time we get into Thursday and Friday. And we'll have much more weather information coming your way a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Flat tires didn't stop a high-speed vehicle pursuit in Moses Lake on Sunday, but a dead end finally did. A Wenatchee attorney is in legal trouble in Canada after allegedly trying to smuggle a rifle and a handgun across the border. And a Malaga man is accused of coercing women to set up bank accounts, then depositing phony checks and taking out the cash. But first, we begin tonight. Rescue agencies went to the aid of an injured snowmobiler above Lake Wenatchee on Sunday afternoon. Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue Chief Mick Lamar told NCWLIFE it happened when the vehicle went off an embankment on the popular Pole Ridge snowmobile route.
Yesterday afternoon, we were notified of a potential snowmobile accident with injuries up on Snow Cone, and we responded. Our fire district has a snowmobile trailer with 2 snowmobiles and a toboggan in a partnership with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office and Cascade Medical. We responded to the scene, met up with a deputy sheriff, sent some individuals up the hill and found a snowmobiler who was injured. In the meantime, we'd asked for life flight to be launched and staged them at the Rec Club airstrip. The responders got to the scene, were able to package the patient, and then we flew the helicopter up on the mountain and picked up the patient and flew her down to Central Washington for further evaluation.
Flat tires didn't stop a high-speed vehicle pursuit in Moses Lake on Sunday, but a dead end finally did. When it was all over, the Grant County Sheriff's deputy arrested 48-year-old Erica D. Merritts of Moses Lake for attempting to elude police. It began about 1:10 in the afternoon when a deputy spotted a vehicle running a stop sign at a high speed. That was at Patton Boulevard and Highway 17. That started a chase that wound its way to Diamond Point area of Moses Lake before the suspect headed down Valley Road, where spike strips were set up that flattened the vehicle's left side tires. Merritt stopped her car for a moment before taking off again, police said. She then was chased to Big Bend Community College, where she ran into a dead end at the softball field and was arrested. A Wenatchee attorney is in legal trouble in Canada after allegedly trying to smuggle a rifle and a handgun across the border. Authorities say 59-year-old Sean B. Jensen tried to bring a restricted AR-15 and a .22 caliber pistol into Canada through the Soyuz border crossing back on October 25th, along with ammo magazines. Prosecutors in Penticton, British Columbia, have now charged him with 8 criminal counts, including smuggling, false statements to custom officers, and unlawful firearm possession. Jensen has held a law license in Washington since 1988. His next court appearance in Penticton is scheduled for this Wednesday. A Malaga man is accused of coercing women to set up bank accounts, then depositing phony checks and taking out the cash. Damian Scott Halley, who's 22, was arrested last week, allegedly used accounts created by 3 women to cash false checks, making off with a total of about $4,500. Once the accounts were set up, police said Halley would threaten violence if the women would not make withdrawals for him. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested him on Friday, seeking multiple counts of forgery, identity theft, and witness intimidation. He's now held in Chelan County Jail on $100,000 bond. Coming up next, Douglas County commissioners say they're dismayed by the PUD's decision to increase rates for data processing centers. A class action settlement that would have paid back wages to thousands of Wenatchee Valley immigrant workers is on hold after a judge found it was flawed in favor of the employer. And Congresswoman Kim Schreier has a healthy war chest going into the 2020 elections. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Reinventing FaceTime here at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, a new family-owned and operated business located in the heart of downtown Wenatchee. Owner Andrew Vickery brings forth years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spa. Let us help you add hydrotherapy to your already healthy lifestyle.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back. In another news, Douglas County commissioners say they're dismayed by the PUD's decision to increase rates for data processing centers. County commissioners were vocally critical of what they viewed as a flawed planning process by the PUD. Commissioner Kyle Steinberg commented.
I just don't think it was an inclusive process. I think a lot of people were disenfranchised, and I don't think they wanted it to be an inclusive process. They felt they were just entitled to do what they want. And I suppose they are, but I think that anytime you're making a decision that could impact the entire county as a whole, I don't think it would hurt to be inclusive. So I'm disappointed in the process. I'm disappointed in the outcome. I'm disappointed in their lack of communication. I'm disappointed in the fact that they weren't inclusive, that the only time there was any communication is when other agencies or ourselves reached out to them. So I guess you could just say I'm disappointed in them.
Commissioner Mark Straub is worried about the impacts the rate hikes could have on the economy and the county's tax base.
What I think people need to understand in this is that we all appreciate the 2.8 cents per kilowatt hour as a ratepayer, but we're also taxpayers. And what affects our top tier employers here, like the data centers that pay $10+ million in taxes, that is ultimately, if what affects them is going to affect the taxpayers as a whole if they are no longer or curtail their operations in Douglas County. So that will have an effect on me as a taxpayer.
PUD says the rate increases are needed in part for a $500 million repair project at Wells Dam. They also defended the planning process as transparent and inclusive, involving public engagement from the staff. Well, a class action settlement that could have paid back wages to thousands of Wenatchee Valley immigrant workers is now on hold after a judge found it was flawed in favor of the employer. NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins has the story.
Stemilt Ag Services was set to pay more than $80,000 to an estimated 4,300 Mexican H-2A workers who sued for wages they were owed dating back to 2015. But the nonprofit agency Columbia Legal Services intervened on behalf of about 1,100 more workers who were not properly notified of the settlement. Columbia Legal Services attorney Joe Morrison says that's in part because of an unreliable Mexican mail system.
What a lot of people don't know here is that the Mexican mail system really doesn't work very well. And in fact, if you mail something, it may not get there for several months. It may not get there at all. And so mailing things to people and having deadlines to respond within a certain time frame will result in people not getting the notice or getting it after the deadline has passed. Even if they had gotten through that system, gotten the notice, claimed, they would have been provided a check in the mail. Again, sending a check in the mail is really problematic. to Mexico because it may never get there. And even if it did get there, unfortunately, people can't cash U.S. checks. Mexican workers aren't permitted by the banks to cash those checks, so it's basically useless to them.
Aside from the notification problem, Chelan County Judge Leslie Allen ruled last week that the settlement has another flaw. Wages that go unclaimed would revert back to Stemilt, in defiance of both past legal precedent and the rules that govern Washington courts. A portion of unclaimed settlements in such cases is supposed to be handed over to nonprofits representing the plaintiff's interests.
So the court could then earmark funds that to organizations that particularly are missioned with getting wages for low-income folks. But it's up for the lawyers typically to present that to the court. The court then independently evaluates that and decides whether they fit the criteria.
Attorneys for Columbia Legal Services, Stemilt, and the original workers now must re-examine the settlement and come up with a deal that satisfies all parties. Some of the workers have brought a separate lawsuit in federal court. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
In other news, Congresswoman Kim Schreier has a healthy war chest going into the 2020 elections. The 8th District Democrat raised $2.1 million last year, including $500,000 in just the last 3 months of 2019. According to the Federal Election Commission, her declared Republican opponent, Jesse Jensen of Auburn, has raised about $64,000. FEC filings also show Dan Newhouse, the 4th District Republican congressman, he put aside about $500,000 for his campaign in 2019. A separate PAC, the Newhouse Victory Fund, has gathered about $30,000. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's featured story and your complete weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Well, the countdown to the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival's Royalty Selection Pageant is on. In tonight's features story, NCWLIFE's Eric Granstrom caught up with Festival Administrator Darcy Christofferson to find out what the top 10 candidates are going through this week.
Hard to believe the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant coming up Saturday here on the NCWLIFE channel. Spending some time with Darcy Christofferson, Festival Administrator. The girls have been working so hard. I know this is that time for you where, are you nervous at this point? Are you excited? What's the feeling for you?
Me?
Yes.
Or them?
You.
For me. Oh, I'm always super excited for that.
Because the girls told me when we did the top 10 interviews, they basically, and when we did the media training, they said, basically, this is all about Darcy. So
No, they did not say that. No, they did not. It's all about them. But it is a very nerve-wracking time. I mean, this process for me, I remember it back when I was way back in the old days when I was in this process, and it's a lot, and I get very nervous for them. Speeches stresses me out every time, but then I'm also very excited for them, and I'm always excited for the three, and And I'm excited for the remaining 7 because they had this opportunity to learn about our community, to be coached by amazing volunteers that help them speak, eat, do media training, which was what you've done. So it's kind of mixed emotions. I get nervous for them, but then I'm so excited that they've had this opportunity.
So for those that are coming to pageant or are going to watch it here on the NCW Life channel or on our stream on Facebook or on the website, what are we going to see that's different? The stage right behind the camera is a little different. We don't have the orchestra pit.
So for as long as I've been involved with pageant and have gone to pageant, we have always had a ramp that had what we call a pit in the middle. Well, what we're doing this year is we're just doing our expanded stage. So what that does for the viewers on NCW Life that are streaming or watching it live on TV, you will get a closer view of the candidates. So we will be more downstage is what they call it, I think. So we'll be way more out there, so it'll be great for all viewers, judges.
The judges, let's talk about that. New this year on our, I call it our pregame show, but the lead up to the coronation on the NCW Life channel. We're going to get a chance to talk with you, but also one of the judges, which we haven't done before.
No, I like everything else we do. We always bring back one person for continuity. So this year's judge is Mike Egan. He's with Microsoft. He's an amazing guy. And so you will interview him with me before the show begins. So.
Well, and let's mention that too. Wenatchee Central Lions Club, the whole thing wouldn't happen without their volunteerism to take this on as their passionate thing. They've been working hard ever since, 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah, we actually meet in the summer to kind of go over the idea of what pageant's going to be, and then we meet again in September to start talking about sets. We actually put the stage up on January 20th. The Lions Club and some great kids helped us out to put this stage up because it is a process to get it out of the bus barn and put it together. But yeah, the Lions Club, they're committed to this.
I can't wait to find out who the top 3 are.
I can't wait.
Darcy, thank you so much as always.
Thank you.
Darcy Christopherson joining us here with the Apple Blossom Festival on the NCW Life channel.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And as we take a look at today, it got warmer than we thought. We thought we'd only be about 35 degrees for a high temperature today, but look at that. 40 unofficially at Pangbourne Airport this afternoon. Lots of sunshine out there. That helped. 38 is normal. 24 is where we started the day. That's just a little bit cooler than 27, which is our normal low for this time of year. 59, you remember it just a couple of years ago, 2018. We were talking in the newsroom. We couldn't really remember that a couple of years ago. Record low in 96. It was 15 below zero. Sunset now, look at that, at 5:05. Let's take a look at what we can expect. We take a look at our surface loop, and we are seeing some clouds tonight, but very few, most of them offshore right now. Partly cloudy skies. It will be calm and chilly overnight tonight. Look at all of the blue. These are 20 and 30 degree temperatures. They dip well down into the desert southwest. We're talking temperatures tonight in the lower 20s, and then snow mixed with rain for our Tuesday forecast. A 40% chance of it. It'll mainly be late afternoon, early evening showers for us here in north central Washington. It's all from a flow riding up and over the top of an area of high pressure that will be our dominating weather feature as we make our way through the week. For Wednesday then, expect warmer temperatures. We'll see a 40% chance for rain, but notice the 50s down in the Tri-Cities. We'll be back in the 40s on Wednesday and into Thursday. In fact, even a little bit warmer for Thursday, but a 70% chance of the wet stuff, and we are going to see it widespread throughout Washington. This area just to our west, very heavy rain on Thursday. So if you're traveling that way, you're going to run into some wet roadways. Friday, mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance for rain. It will be very, very mild with possible temperatures in the lower 50s for us. And then for Saturday, as we kick off our upcoming weekend, partly cloudy skies. We will dry out somewhat on Saturday. It will be mild with this big ridge of high pressure over us. High pressure's in the central part of the western United States, and that's bringing all of those clear skies to us. And look at that on Sunday. Lots of sunshine with high temperatures then in the 40s and the 50s. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast as we look at tonight's overnight low. Yeah, chilly tonight, 20 degrees, 33 tomorrow with a 40% chance for late afternoon snow, a 40% chance for rain and snow on Wednesday. But notice the warm up, a 70% chance of rain on Thursday. Thursday. That will be our wettest day of the 7-day forecast. 47 on Friday, and then a nice weekend. Mostly sunny to sunny skies on Saturday and Sunday with highs in the mid-40s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Kansas City Chiefs came from behind yet again Sunday in Miami, winning Super Bowl 54 over San Francisco, 31-20 the final. Patrick Mahomes, the game's MVP, and Kansas City offense erased a 20-10 deficit with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns to win the first Super Bowl for the Chiefs in 50 years. Mahomes finished 26 for 41 for 286 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground. Damian Williams rushed for 104 yards and a game-clinching 38-yard touchdown with 1:20 remaining. Well, for the 9th time this season, the Wenatchee Wild split a weekend series. Despite scoring first Friday, Wenatchee fell at trail 3-2. Brett Chorsky and Noah Luley were the only Wild players to light the lamp. Saturday proved to be a back-and-forth contest with Wenatchee and Coquitlam trading goals throughout. The Wild would win it in overtime 4-3. Arch Ecker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Curls around back behind the Wenatchee net. Slides it up top for Cooper. He shoots and he scores. Young up top. Main shot. Score! Matt Dorsey got the stick on it. The Express arguing. They say high stick. The referee says nope, not at all. He says I was right there. He goes, I call it good. Wild need to get the puck out of the zone. It's to Carabin at the point. His shot through traffic. Tip attempt in front. Saves. And a rebound swept in by Connell. Linesman didn't like how the wingers were lined up. So they reset. Now the drop. Shot. Score! Hunter Hastings from the left wing hash mark. Rattles back to De Laurenti. That shot popcorn straight up in the air. Loose puck. Score. Backhanded in. Boy, the shot popcorn straight up. Smacked off his blade into the near corner. Backhanded along and back to the point. Shot by Bavaro. Score! And that one, I believe, got redirected right in front. Sammy Morton got the stick on it. Drew Bavaro pulled the trigger. And this game is tied at 3. But the pass got broken up and chipped along by Connell. And this game is going to go into sudden death overtime. Rizzo walks out in front, but the pass kind of handcuffed to Margell, and the Wild are back the other way. Here's a pass for Ormsby. Ormsby, near side, backhand dish, score! Dylan Herzog with the redirection. And the Wild win it in sudden death overtime.
What a game on Saturday. Wenatchee hits the road for 3 games this week, beginning Wednesday in Prince George. They'll be at Surrey on Friday and Langley on Saturday. Wenatchee girls bowling teams headed to state after winning the district championship on Friday. Panthers were 236 pins better than second place Eastmont and West Valley. Wenatchee will be the only representative of the Big Nine at state this week. Taking a look at the Les Schwab Prep girls basketball scoreboard will start on Friday. Moses Lake beat Eastmont. Sunnyside topped Wenatchee. Ephrata edged East Valley. Ellensburg dispatched Quincy. Chelan clobbered Cascade, and Waterville Mansfield toppled Tonasket. Turning to the boys' side on Friday, Eastmont defended its home floor with a win over Moses Lake. Wenatchee got 23 from Christina Blauman in a win at Sunnyside. Ephrata edged East Valley. Ellensburg clipped Quincy. Chelan got by Cascade, and Tonasket tilted Waterville Mansfield. Saturday's game here on the NCWLIFE channel between Eastmont and Wenatchee girls, a low-scoring affair. Wenatchee came out on top, 36-32, with Blauman leading the way with 11 points. Jaden Brown paced the Wildcats with 8. I had the call with Grant Olson here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Christina behind the back dribble.
comes up top of the arc, going to shoot the three-pointer. Good!
I love that step back.
It'll be Maddie Peters with the basketball now for Wenatchee. She brings it across the midcourt stripe, goes to Emily Redmond for a three-pointer. Good! Oh, my. Brown on the perimeter, cross-court over to Chandler. A feed and a drive by Phillips. A right-hander from the left side, good. Now a rifle pass across to Klinkenberg with a little step. Bounce pass in, Brown shot, good. Trailing it by 3, 45 seconds left. You've got the shot clock in your favor. Here's Redmond for a three. It's an air ball, goes out of bounds, saved in by Ramirez, right to Eastmont.
Unbelievable shot by Redmond.
Redmond, whoa. Oh, they're going to say it's Wenatchee ball. Oh, my. Redmond looked like she touched the ball. Missy Bennett on the sideline. Now the drive. Now the shot. Rims won't fall. Rebound tipped outside to Chandler. Chandler's fouled.
1-and-1 here, Eric. Boy, I hate to say she's got to make these, but you know what? She's got to make these, at least the first one.
Free throw up. Off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound by Blauman. Well, you got to foul if you're Eastmont.
Yeah,
now.
you do. Ooh.
And now Megan Chandler will foul. Hoist it up, make the shot, but no. Inbounds pass here for Eastmont after the timeout with 5 seconds left. Comes in to Chandler down in the corner for a Brown three-pointer. Off the top of the backboard, no good. And Wenatchee's going to come from behind and win this one here tonight.
Also on Saturday, Moses Lake remained atop the Big Nine standings with a win over Eisenhower. Ephrata won the Battle of the Basin over Quincy. And the Waterville-Mansfield girls remained atop the North Central B-League standings with a win at Oroville. On the boys' side Saturday, Wenatchee and Eastmont played a back-and-forth contest, including 6 ties, 5 lead changes. Garrett Long led the way with 20 points for the Panthers as they beat the second-place team in the Big Nine, Eastmont, 60-51. Grant and I had the call here on the NCWLIFE channel.
And Eastmont down by 4 can cut into this lead even farther, and then Long picks the pocket of Wellborn. Long, layup, good, and that could have been a foul right there. 2:08 left third quarter. Underneath, there's Keller, double teamed on the baseline. Both Lloyd hammers there. Now, Hammerlock, 3, good.
0 on the Panthers here in the second half.
Long now, the drive to the basket, knows how to use his body, up and in. Panthers lead 2. There's Wellborn, 3, good. Long gets hit by Smith, no call. Shot taken, baseline, 3 is good by Logan Bailey at the buzzer. Calvillo still scoreless here. Flanagan, the 3, never takes a shot and gets it to go. How about that? And we're tied up.
You get a 3. You get a 3.
Right.
It's like Oprah out here tonight.
Can Bailey get a 3? And he does! It's good!
What's behind curtain number 2, Grant? It's a 3-pointer.
3-point demonstration here tonight. And a steal. Long with the steal. Layup. Good, and he's fouled! Garrett Long dribbling at half court. 2 seconds. 1. And that is the ball game. Our final score here at Wenatchee High School. The Panthers 60 and Eastmont 51.
Other boys play on Saturday. Ike beat Moses Lake. Ephrata topped Quincy, and Oroville beat Waterville-Mansfield. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. It was a lot of fun. And as we leave you tonight, it was law enforcement versus firefighters Saturday at the Wenatchee Wild game. That included a friendly tug-of-war match. Police on the right came up with a winning strategy that did not include falling down during the match. Take a look. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.